Alright, so Invincible Season 4 Episode 5 released, and bro, this is so peak. Everything. The characters, the writing, the drama, and most importantly, the action. It was so good. It has to be in the top 3 episodes for sure. And if you don't agree with that, then number 1,
you're weird.
And number 2, the existence of this video should convince you. Because I'm not gonna lie, I only post when absolute cheeks or absolute peak comes out. Other than that, you're not really getting anything from me. My viewers are still waiting for the part 2 of my favorite games of 2024. So yeah, let's cover the absolute greatness that is Invincible Episode 5. It starts off with Mark and Oliver packing their bags and saying goodbye to the rest of the family. They're going to be sent off to war to fight the remaining Viltrum Empire. Which sounds crazy, but right now is their best chance to end the Viltrum Empire, so they have to leave. Even their mom Debbie understands. So like the rest of the characters, she tells them goodbye and most importantly, be careful. Which yeah, they're definitely going to be careful. After that happens, Mark and Oliver finally makes it onto the ship, where Omni-Man is waiting for them. And instead of greeting them or acknowledging that his son that he hasn't seen since he was a baby, instead, he questions Mark on why Oliver is here to begin with. Oliver, appalled that his dad didn't even say hi, claps back by saying he is here to step up from this invasion because the last one he was a part of, he was in diapers. So this time, he answered the call of duty to save his home, unlike last time, which he said was destroyed by Omni-Man. And Oliver is super valid for this. I'll be mad too if my father returned, then decide to visit me and say I couldn't help fight too. Even if I'm weak as hell, I bet those Oliver grade punches be like a massage. They probably feel good as hell. After that happens, we see the new character Tech Jacket just sitting there, listening to the whole conversation. She was recruited a while ago to fight in the war, since her suit is effective against Viltrumites, which is cool. I want to know more of the character that single-handedly killed a Mark variant in the Invincible War. But one thing that is bothering me is that it was so easy to convince her dad to give up her own daughter to go to a war. Did anyone else think this was weird? The conversation probably went like, alright, so we're gonna need your daughter to fight in this war, which is about to start. Okay, so who are you gonna be fighting against? Us and only a few more superheroes are going to be fighting against the whole Viltrum Empire. They're like the Superman looking guys who single-handedly level cities every time they show up. I heard 20 of them showed up and almost destroyed Earth a few months back. It's like that, but 2 times as much and they're much stronger. So, are you in?
Is this nigga serious?
Of course we are in. Okay Zoe, bye bye. Make sure you go to bed on time and complete your homework. Bro, what is he on? I don't know if he was secretly hating and wish he had the suit, or he's probably one of those people who are easily tricked into doing things for the greater good. Watch this man be on the front lines in the Iran war. My guy needs to think. After that happens, we see all the group get introduced to the crew of the ship. They unpack their bags and get comfortable with each other, with more emphasis put on Tech Jacket and Oliver, which indicates they're going to be in a ship, which is cute and all, but I guess the writer forgot that Oliver was part Thraxan. Unless they find somehow to make Tech Jacket older, Oliver is going to be moving like R. Kelly really soon.
Fuck no, baby.
But all the talking and activities come to a halt when they say the spaceship is about to explode because of a malfunction with the engine. So the best thing that they can do is detach the main part of the ship from the rest and watch it explode, leaving Omni-Man and Omni-Boy to be caught in the explosion, knocking them out. I'm not gonna lie, my first time watching this, I thought the spaceship did that by itself. That thing was held up by duct tape and hopes and dreams. It looked like it could give up any moment. But unfortunately, that wasn't the answer. It was much worse. Because in the wreckage and floating debris, we see a giant spaceship, 2 Viltrumites, and of course, the main one.
Sup, bitch?
There's no way. Say you swear to God. Say you swear to God. Say wallahi, bro. Say wallahi.
Conquest. And as usual, Conquest looks very happy. Invincible is scared. The rest of the crew is distraught. The ship leaves and Cecil is dumb as fuck. I swear to God, bro, Cecil is a true villain for this. Because why the hell would you keep the most powerful Viltrumite that stepped on Earth alive. He destroyed cities, killed hundreds, and almost killed your two best heroes on Earth while getting jumped in the process. The fuck you mean you need to imprison him for information? You got his brain right there. Take that and study it. Because if he woke up, which he did, he broke out of prison like it was cardboard. Did he forget how strong Viltrumites are? Because he had 4 examples. Man, I can't wait until Mark get back to Earth. But anyway, they start scrapping. The fight starts with Oliver gunning for conquest, Steve Harvey blitzing Mark, and Tech Jacket and Alan fighting this old dude. Oliver is getting outclassed by Conquest, but somehow he's still holding his own, getting some good shots in. But Conquest catches Oliver and almost gave him that Red Rush ending, but ironically, Omni-Man stops him. And after this, I'm not gonna lie, our characters start low-key selling, even though the fight just started. Tech Jacket and Alan can handle Viltrumites by themselves, but are struggling to take down one together, which is kinda crazy. But I'll let it slide because they just met and probably don't know how to work together. And to be fair, if they weren't interrupted, they would have eventually got him. But Omni-Man on the other hand, I cannot excuse. I know bro is on his redemption tour and is not the murderous man like he was a while ago, but even in his more nicer, more family friendly persona, he still fails to protect Oliver on multiple occasions. He basically made Oliver fight against a grown ass man by himself. What are you doing? Yeah, Omni-Man do not got that dog in him anymore. He is washed. Unlike those overexposed barefoot grippers, I know every room he's in, it stinks. Brother, put some shoes on. But you know who isn't washed and is putting in the most work? Invincible. Remember in season 3 when he was getting absolutely sunned by Conquest? Well, in season 4, he's a completely different man. Look at how he's putting in work on Conquest, hitting him with multiple lefts, rights, and getting some elbow action in. And these weren't free hits like last time, because the first shots he took on Conquest made him bleed. The glow up is absolutely crazy. While Invincible is beating Conquest, Oliver starts to get passed out after being a punching bag for 5 minutes straight. He heads straight to the nearest planet to catch some air, and as Conquest is trading blows with Mark, he catches that Oliver is flying to the planet nearby. And Conquest being Conquest, he's probably like, "Minors, unsupervised."
Oh boy, smooching time!
But this is going to be much more violent, because as soon as Oliver stops to take his first breath in the whole encounter,
hello, motherfucker.
yeah, this is a sick man. Look at how happy he was. This is probably the most joy he has ever expressed in his entire life. And he's about to turn Oliver into a paint splatter. Thankfully, Invincible was right on time, tackling him before Oliver permanently became liquid. Invincible yet again showing that he's the GOAT with the incredible speed feat in the last minute clutch. He is without a doubt the MVP of this fight, and most definitely the undisputed king of suffering. Because this upcoming scene is the hardest, most gut-wrenching, brutal TV show scene of all time. No! More than The Boys, more than Stranger Things, more than all of One Piece, more than anything. I wouldn't even let my worst enemy watch this on multiple times on repeat. And that's what I did while editing. So for charity's sake, please drop a like for your boy. This video did irreparable damage to my mind. So it begins with Mark and Conquest stumbling all the way to the ground, making a big crater. Mark is currently at advantage, with both of his hands strangling Conquest to cut off his blood flow to his head. And look at how Mark got this man looking. Yeah, Mark is definitely not taking any chances anymore. He wants him dead, while Conquest flips him over and slams him on the ground. But Invincible still got that choke on him. Conquest punches Mark in the sides and in the head, but Mark is absolutely eating those hits. He still has his hold over Conquest, and it arguably got stronger. So Conquest tries even more things. He slams him into the nearby debris, but Mark is tanking that. He tries to push him off with his hand, but this dude proceeds to catch his thumb with his teeth and snack on it, taking that junk smooth off. Yeah, Mark is absolutely going stupid in this fight. This fan's a top tier Viltrumite, and the same thing could be said about the animation. It was very sexy in this fight. It was beautiful, smooth, and most importantly, readable. Which in my opinion is a very underrated aspect of animation. Being able to tell what the characters are doing on screen is not appreciated as much as it should be. Half of these animes be doing the literal most with their fight scenes, and I can't even tell what's even going on. That's why I can't agree with the opinion that Invincible looks like the next generation of iReady, because at least it's readable. And plus, you guys just be overreacting. Like, most of these scenes don't even look bad when they're fighting. When they're talking, it do be looking stiff sometimes, you guys got that. So continuing with the fight, Invincible got him dead to rights. Conquest's face is purple as a grape, so it's almost over. And to pour more salt on the wound, Invincible spits out his finger and gives him the most cocky look. Oh, how the turntables. Invincible is straight sunning Conquest, making this rematch be the most effortless in all of history and absolutely no diff in Conquest. Or I would say that if this demon Conquest didn't have one more trick up his sleeve, literally. This man did the Viltrumite special and impales Mark with his arm. And that's not all, because he proceeds to take out his small intestines and play with it like it's pasta. Oh my god. I cannot imagine how painful this is. Having your whole insides outside and unraveled. Nah, this is an extreme violation. Mark has to be the character that goes through the most suffering. No one else in fiction would even stay alive enough to experience this pain. And the worst part, it keeps going for so long. As soon as it looked like it stops, Conquest goes in again for seconds and thirds, grabbing more pieces of his string. Brother, oh my goodness. But hey, there is a bright side. At least Conquest fulfilled his promise to get inside those guts.
Oh my god, bro.
Okay, I'll go.
Man, you corny!
Thankfully, Mark still holds his strangle on Conquest and finally stops him from playing with his shit, finally killing him. And as usual, backup came in just in time to not help. So that concludes the fight and the whole episode, with the original spaceship leaving all of them to run their own base. Tech Jacket and Alan sneaking onto the Viltrumite ship talking about hiding spots in video games, while Nolan and Oliver is somehow going to save Invincible, and Cecil is going to have to sleep with one eye open when Mark eventually comes back. Overall, peak episode, peak season, and peak show.